The life and times of a great American hero. A young, ambitious city slicker, born and raised in urban America. Quite frankly, he's perfectly prim and proper, caught in the trap of 9 to 5. Is this all life has to offer? There has to be more. This man is ready for action. As of this moment, no longer will he accept only dreaming of adventure. That man sure can handle an animal team and wagon. This is the East River. New York City is only a ferry ride away, but you haven't been there since you moved to Brooklyn as a child. This is a very peaceful estuary in a peaceful part of town. The city streets have been much safer since they installed these streetlights.
Did you hear about the gold in California?
I've heard about the gold in California, but I just can't give up my house.
Because of these maple trees, this is a very shady neighborhood. When you were a young boy, just after moving to Brooklyn, your father built this house with his own 2 hands. It is one of the few things he left to remind you of him. It may not be the nicest or best kept house in the neighborhood, but you value it more than a mansion. This is the key to my residence, 10 Front Street. A fistful of cold cash. The living room is adjacent to the entryway. This floor, in fact the entire house, is constructed of the finest lumber available in the New England region. This is a brick fireplace. There's nothing special about these rugs, they just get walked on. There's a painting on the wall above the desk. There are also a few paintings in the family album on the table. Not far away, you see Leonard's house. This table was handcrafted by your grandpa. Resting on the table is an old family album and a lamp. Memories, memories, memories. Every time you look at this album, it brings back memories. The album begins with a painting of your father and his best man, Mr. Quayle, the bank president, shaking hands after the wedding. You can't help but remember the help Mr. Quayle was during the years after your parents' death. He raised you and your brother Jake until you could live on your own. Here's a painting of your older brother Jake when he was just a baby. You often think of Jake, wondering where he is and what he's doing. And just across the page is a painting of you. You must have been about 18 months old. It is a very, very special photo to you. You carefully remove the family photo from the album. This is a roll-top desk. Lost, for who knows how long, is a statement of your bank account at Brooklyn Bank. You retrieve the crumpled bank statement from between the slats of the roll-top desk. It is my handwritten quarterly statement from the Brooklyn Bank. On the date of this statement, the balance of my account number 2371, was $200. This photo brings back many family memories. This is your bed. All you see is your yard. You never cook, but you can't forget the meals your mother prepared here. In years past, this closet was bulging with all kinds of useful things.
Sometimes I think something terrible may have happened to Jake. I wish I knew how he was doing.
I have this feeling he's fine, and someday you will be reunited. Don't give up hope.
Ever since that tragic day your parents died, Mr. Quayle has been like a father to you. Getting around town is much easier since this bridge has been built. The railing keeps people from falling into the estuary. The purpose of the wrought iron fence is to keep people from falling in the water. This is the beautiful downtown Brooklyn Park. There are fine lawns and flower arrangements. There's Leonard. He sure has been busy. There is a beautiful arrangement of flowers in the center of the park. You pick a few flowers, but not too many, so that others may also enjoy them. This is the beautiful downtown Brooklyn Park. This is the Brooklyn Post Office. The post office is on the corner of Dock and Front Street.
Jared, go to the warehouse sometime and take a look at the new post I put there.
Okay, I'll do that sometime.
There is a small sign beside the bell that reads, "Ring for service."
What can I do for you?
Could you please check my mailbox for me?
Let me check. I'll be right back. Nothing in your mailbox, Jared. You have been checking your mailbox every day for the last 11 years, hoping to hear from Jake. I'm really sorry, Jared. There's still no word. I know how close the two of you were.
Thanks for checking. I hope I hear from Jake someday. Hey, how's the business going?
Drop by the hardware store sometime. You may find something you need.
You see nothing important here now. You are outside the business office of the Brooklyn Evening Star. This is Louise, and she's a sweetheart. You sense that she's attracted to you, but you're not sure why. It's not because of your money.
Hello, Louise. Nice to see you.
It is so nice to see you again, Jared. Don't be such a stranger. You work so much. I worry about you.
When there's work to do, this man is eager to help. Lately, there haven't been any big stories.
Hi. Any news?
Things have been humdrum around here lately. I haven't had much to do.
What a view! It is a plain desk with a blotter on it. These clippings are very important to you. You find yourself reading them often, wondering where your brother is and what he's doing. These clippings describe the complicated episode of your only brother, Jake. Jake was falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit. Although Jake was promised a fair trial, the townspeople weren't interested in justice. The result would have been a foregone conclusion. Jake's only alternative was to leave town and never come back. When he left Brooklyn, you wanted to go with him. Jake told you to stay because it may be dangerous, but he did promise that he would contact you if something important happened. He left 11 years ago, and you haven't heard from him since. You see nothing important here now. You see nothing. This man is an expert on the Brooklyn economy.
Good day, Mr. Wilson. Are you ready for today's economy update?
I'm ready. Go ahead.
The Brooklyn economy is strong. Property is holding its value. If nothing out of the ordinary happens, this will continue. However, there have been rumors of the discovery of gold in California. If there is any truth to these rumors, it could have a profound effect on the local economy.
You look at the books in the bookshelf, but see nothing of interest. Your boss is a great guy to work for. You've never had a single problem with him.
Hi, how are you?
You are a very ambitious young man, Jared. You are going to go places in this company.
Hi, I have to quit my job. I want to search for my brother.
But Jared, you're one of the best. But a man has to do what a man has to do. I wish you the very best, Jared. We'll miss you around here.
You are outside of the Brooklyn post office. You remember playing around the gazebo as a child. You would lose your candy through the wide cracks in the gazebo floor. You see the sparkle of something shiny. Ah, yes. A closer look reveals a gold coin under the gazebo. You stretch your arm as far as humanly possible. The gold coin is almost beyond your reach, but finally you're able to grasp it. The sign says, "Keep off the grass."
Hello? I will stop by the bank again soon, for sure.
It has been a pleasure helping you with your account at the bank all these years.
I must sell my house.
You are fortunate to own such a fine piece of property. I like this property, and I'm willing to pay top dollar. Will you accept $850 in cash for your house?
Yes, we have a deal.
Congratulations. Property values are at a premium. You've conducted a prime sale. You're sad that your house is gone, but you'll always have the memories.
Here are the keys. Mr. Quayle will come by to pick up my personal belongings.
The street in the foreground is Front Street. This is the main bank in Brooklyn. Most of the folks in town have their accounts here.
How may I help you?
I want to get my savings, please.
Okay, Jared. What is your account number?
My account is number 2371.
Your account balance is $200. Just one moment. I'll get your money for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here's your $200, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I gotta go. See ya.
This is a beautiful marble floor. Welcome. This is the impressive interior of the Brooklyn Bank. The paddle wheel is massive. The ship is preparing for departure. The new warehouse stands at the end of the dock. There's a ship preparing for departure. This warehouse is huge. There's a poster attached to a large post. Houses in this neighborhood are usually in high demand.
Hello.
Good day to you, sir.
Have you heard about the rumors of gold in California?
I've heard talk about gold, but so far it's all talk. But anyway, I don't think I could leave my house and friends.
This house on the corner is Leonard's house.
Hi, Leonard. How are you?
I've been getting some business from my poster in the warehouse, Jared. What can I help you with today?
I want to buy a ticket.
You'll never find a cheaper time to travel, Jared. And there is room on the ship. The routes to California are around Cape Horn or by way of Panama. The prices are Panama Route, $900. Cape Route, $650. Are you interested in a ticket?
Yes.
Which route are you interested in, Cape Horn or Panama?
The Panama Route sounds good.
The cost of a trip to California by way of Panama is $900. Would you like to buy a ticket?
Yes, I want to buy a ticket.
That will be $900 in cash, please.
That is all the money I have.
Thanks, Jared. Here's your ticket. I hope you strike it rich.
You possess a ticket entitling you to a trip to California via the Panama Isthmus. The sign reads Greenwood, but that's not important. It's a lovely bouquet of flowers. There must be something nice to do with them. When you visit your parents' graves, you bring a bouquet of flowers in their memory. It was a dark, damp, dreary, cold, rainy, windy winter night many years ago that your mother and father were suddenly taken in an unfortunate horse-drawn buggy accident. How quickly and tragically they were taken. You never have, most likely never will, understood why. It is a dirt path. From here, you have an excellent view of the East River. A small cluster of homes surround the church, making it the hub of this little hamlet.
What can I do for you?
Could you please check my mailbox for me?
Let me check. I'll be right back. Nothing in your mailbox, Jared. You have been checking your mailbox every day for the last 11 years. I'm really sorry, Jared.
Thanks for checking. I hope I hear from Jake someday.
This is the Brooklyn livery. There's usually a midget around the livery. As you look around, you can read First Grocery and Rand's Hardware. This young man is anxious to help you, but you can tell just by looking at him he'd rather be doing something else.
Good day, sir. What can I do for you?
I think I want to buy some fruits.
Very well, sir. I see that your account has a positive balance. I'll put that on your account. Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
I've heard rumors about gold in California. I figured since you work at a newspaper office, you might know if it was true.
At this time, the rumors are just that, rumors.
That's what I thought. But if they're true, and I hope they are, I'd be on my way today.
You see nothing important here now.
Is there something I can do for you?
I think I want to buy something.
Good. What are you interested in?
I want to buy the mosquito net.
Your account balance is adequate. I'll charge your account.
I think I want to buy something.
Sorry, our accounts are even now.
Stationed here at the gate is a man whose job is to guide the huge ferries into the dock.
Hello. When is the next ferry due?
Hi, Jared. I haven't had any ferries to guide into the dock today. The ferry only comes to Brooklyn when the stage company requests it.
Here's my ticket.
I can't do anything with your ticket, Jared.
I gotta go. See ya.
This is where Fulton Street comes to an abrupt and watery end. Here, in front of these stores, Water Street turns and heads towards Fulton Street. This is the Water Street. The bank is on the corner of Water and Dock Streets. The bank
What can I do for you?
Could you please check my mailbox for me?
Let me check. I'll be right back. Good news, Jared. You have a letter.
He places the letter on the counter. We interrupt this game for a very important announcement. President Polk has confirmed the reports of the discovery of gold in California. The rush is on. Property values in town are dropping. Ticket prices for passages to California are rising dramatically. If you were to visit a place with many mosquitoes, this netting would keep those pesky insects from biting you. Oranges can do amazing things to keep a body healthy. It's a mint condition, uncirculated 1848 solid gold coin. The envelope is tattered from traveling across the continent. There's no return address, but there is a postmark and a stamp. The envelope is tattered from traveling across the continent. The envelope is tattered from traveling across the continent. You peel back a corner of the stamp and find a gold flake. Jake has found gold. This gold flake is proof Jake has discovered gold.
January 25th, 1848. Jared, this letter is of great importance, as you will find. I live in the area drained by the American River. Today I buried Pa in the nearby cemetery. Only you will understand. Come here quickly. Farewell, Jake. P.S. Bring family photo from home so I will know it's you.
Go to California in style. Take the Panama Route. Inquire at 12 Front Street. Gold discovered in California. Take to the sea, and rich you will be. The smokestack has been polished to a fine shine. The ship is preparing for departure. The ship is preparing for departure.
Ahoy! Excuse me, sir. My name is Jared Wilson. I'll be going to California with you. Excuse me, sir. My name is Jared Wilson. I'll be going to California with you.
Welcome aboard the Seafarer. It is my hope that my crew, my vessel, and myself will be of service to you.
The Panama Route, since it is in most cases the most expensive route, generally attracts the slightly more sophisticated passenger. But the jungle has no respect for sophistication, only surprises. Some of these people haven't seen a hard day's work in their entire lives. save chopping that firewood for Mother. But nonetheless, it has become the route taken by New York brokers, Philadelphia lawyers, Boston bankers, and big city doctors. The captain advises the passengers that it will take approximately 2 to 3 weeks to get to the Rio Chagres. There is one main advantage of this route over the Cape Horn route. It normally takes less time than the Cape Horn route, getting you to that California gold as soon as possible. That is, if everything goes right. You are taking a big chance on catching a ride on the Pacific side of the isthmus. You must also contend with the Panamanian jungle. As you travel farther south, the humidity continues to rise. In the distance, you get your first glimpse of the Panamanian coastline. It is a wall of green, rising abruptly from a beautiful blue sea. There are a few coral islands and reefs that your captain meticulously maneuvers around. The scenery is changing. It's just as difficult to walk across the isthmus today as it was for Balboa centuries ago. Near the mouth of the Rio Chagres are ancient Spanish, Scottish, and English forts, now in ruins. The most famous of these is Fort San Lorenzo. Hidden by the dense jungle are many more that are now invisible. Other cities and fortresses which once flourished are now overgrown and hidden. No one knows where they are. Ships arriving from all over the world are not allowed to dock on the Caribbean side of the isthmus. Ships must anchor offshore, which results in the passengers having to pay exorbitant prices to native business people for a ride to shore. You will ride to shore in 40 miles up the Rio Chagres in small wooden boats. Offshore, it is beautifully silent. The crooked river winds its way through a deep canyon with steep walls covered with thick vegetation. In the jungle, it is never silent. There is an underlying hum and rustle, and the sound of water dripping. Birds are squawking, monkeys are chattering. Things you can't see are crashing and crumbling. The wildlife is breathtaking. Monkeys are seen swinging in the trees. Alligators are sunning on logs. Jaguars stalk the shore. Flamingos, pelicans, eagles, blue and white herons, and vultures dot the sky. Not to mention all the creatures you can't see that are watching you. Insects are unbearable. They are not just a nuisance, they carry dreaded, deadly diseases. At times, it is necessary to get out of the boat and drag it through shallow portions of the river. You don't want to touch the jungle plants. Some of them have poisonous juice. Some have 4-inch spikes. Some have blades as long and sharp as swords. You sweat continuously. The temperature may only be 85 degrees Fahrenheit, but the air is saturated and perfectly still. All around you is the smell of hot, wet, rotten vegetation. You're beginning to wonder why you ever left the comforts of Brooklyn.
Bungo, bungo, krama zumba, humba, wa ratsa snofagunga.
The leader of the natives said, "Give us all your valuable possessions. If you do, we will let you live."
Afadunga lo bumbu, yoyokumbe, kuba, yuzus makara.
If we don't, they will kill us as dead as a mackerel. I don't think they are bluffing. Do you think we should give them our valuables?
Do you want to cooperate and hand out your items?
Yes, we will cooperate.
Hango yogonza, nugo mienda yorsava, o en buzogonza.
Your gold coin is deep in your pocket. As you empty your pockets, you daringly leave it there. The letter from your brother Jake is in your hip pocket, along with the gold flake under the stamp. You leave that there. You take everything you have and throw it onto the shore. All you have now are the tattered threads covering your bug-bitten body. Everything else you have with you is thrown onto the shore. The leader of the natives runs over to the loot lying on the shore.
Mumbo, jumbo ya sonagumbo, pura mumbo sama ruba.
They are happy with the items we have given them. We are free to go.
It was worth it, Harry.
Yes, the suckers just keep on falling for that.
The man is resting under the tree reading a book.
Hello, how are you?
I've been traveling long and hard. It's time to rest and relax for a while. In fact, stranger, you look tired. I wish there was something I could do for you. Well, maybe there is something I can do. Here, take this book. It may be helpful to you. Go ahead, take it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The road is lined with rocks. Bushes and vines line the road. The Spanish road is steep, treacherous, and surrounded by bushes and vines. There is a long vine hanging above the road. Oh no! It can't be! Not the dreaded jungle ants. It only takes one of those tiny, vicious creatures to get up your pants leg, and soon you'll be hopping like a Panamanian jumping bean. You're on your way to the vine. The road looks clear, so get down from here. From here you see two narrow but well-defined trails.
Ouch!
First, you take a good look around to see that no one is watching you. Then, you cautiously pick up the gold disc, constantly on the lookout for creepy crawlers. This solid gold disc was lost on the ancient Spanish road in Panama centuries ago. It is priceless. From here you see two narrow but well-defined trails. It has a worn black leather cover. The pages are edged with gold. From here you see two narrow but well-defined trails. The still part The still The still parts of the stream appear to be swampy. You don't see how this ship is going to survive a voyage of 3,500 miles from Panama to California. There are no words to describe how overcrowded this ship is. It's so heavy that you're amazed it's still afloat. Every square foot of deck space is occupied by a gold seeker or his baggage. Some passengers sleep in hammocks hung in the rigging. Others sleep on the deck or on the passengers next to them. All hands are on deck as you approach California. To the gold-seeking passengers on board, it is the long-awaited promised land. Everyone cheers for the captain as he guides the ship through the Golden Gate. The shoreline is covered with lush green plants. What a beautiful sight! The captain takes you across the bay and up the Sacramento River. You're right outside the stagecoach office. You jump on board the stage bound for Sutters Fort, and you're on your way. Sutters Fort is a mighty impressive fort. If this critter's supposed to be a guard, he's a poor excuse for one. Looks like he's nearly asleep. There's a guard sitting in a chair by the door.
Hi, what's going on here?
Well, you look as green as grass, stranger. I imagine you just pulled into the fort. Let me give you a few pointers. You're welcome to take a tour of the fort, but there are only a few folks still hanging around here. Most folks have gone to the hills to look for gold. They're hurried off and left their belongings unattended, but you ain't gonna find nothing useful. Seems like the only things of any use these days is a gold pan, a shovel, a lantern, and a trusty mule.
This is just an empty room. The guards watch the gate from here when it's raining. These are the guards' living quarters. A quick look at this mess and you've seen enough. Just outside the blacksmith shop is a wagon wheel. The man is a blacksmith, and he's sweating up a storm. You see the blacksmith working inside his shop.
Hello.
Can't you see, man, that I'm as busy as a one-armed paper hanger with an itch? If you'd excuse me, I best be getting back to my work. Hold on there, son. You ain't from the parts around, say, New York, would you be?
Yes, right.
You wouldn't be from Brooklyn, would you?
Yes, right.
Your last name ain't by chance, darn it,
Wilson.
Yeah, that's it. And, your first name wouldn't be, shucks.
Jared.
That's it. And, you got a brother named, dang burn it?
Jake.
Well, I'll be. I can't believe it. Lean over here, young fella, and listen to me close. I can't be talking too loud about this kind of thing. I got a message for you, from your brother. I ain't got no notion of his whereabouts. All I got is a message. He wants you to know that in these parts, he's known as James. That's it, James. James left his trusty mule for you in the fort's main corral. He said it would help you find him. He also gave me this. Ain't got no idea what it's for, but he wanted me to give it to you.
The soot-covered blacksmith hands you a branding iron. Branding irons are fairly common articles in these parts, but this one is a rare brand indeed. Looks like a horseshoe and a key. This is a bunk room for the hired hands. They've gone and taken everything with them. You don't need anything here. This is a bunk room for the hired hands. You don't need anything here. This is the hat and boot shop for the fort. You've got a hat and you've got boots. You don't need anything here. This is an empty entryway. You don't need anything here. Everything made here in the wood shop is made from lumber from Sutter's own sawmill in Coloma. You don't need anything here. There are a couple barrels sitting on the ground just outside of the wood shop. This is the most fermented place in the fort. This is the brewery. You don't need anything here. This is the fort kitchen. Nothing's on the stove. You don't need anything here. Sutter's grass is green as can be. This is a room where supplies such as gunpowder, shot, and wine are stored. You don't need anything here. This is the administration headquarters of Sutters Fort. Things must be running smoothly because the office been left unattended. You don't need anything here. The grass is kept short by all the animals. This is the fort granary. Seems logical folks would store their grain here. You don't need anything here. This here is the cooper's workshop. Casks, barrels, and other items are repaired here. You don't need anything here. The grass is kept short by all the animals. This is the lumber room. The wood here is cut at the sawmill in the town of Coloma. You don't need anything here. This room's filled with bunks. Many weary workers have slept here. You don't need anything here. This is the cabinet shop. Cabinets of every size and shape are made here. You don't need anything here. This is the entryway to the weaving room. You don't need anything here. This is the fort's bakery. You don't need anything here. Trading store. There's a clerk standing in the store.
Hello. I can tell by the way you talk you're new to these parts. What can I do for you?
I need a pan.
There are a few pans left, but I'm not giving them away. You're gonna have to give me some gold in one form or another if you want to take anything out of this store. Okay, I'll take that gold coin, and here's your gold pan. I wish you the best of luck.
The tombstone looks like it was made in a hurry, but somehow seems unique. You must be a genius. You take the letter from your long-lost brother out of your pocket and hold it up to the tombstone. A cannon on a tombstone. Interesting. Psalm 23. Ain't that a part in the Bible? Through the holes in the letter, you see these characters. R21OOM. The tombstone looks like it was made in a hurry, but somehow seems unique. You're on the south side of Sutters Fort. There's a road in front of Sutters Fort that follows the American River to the town of Coloma.
Hello.
I can tell by the way you talk you're new to these parts. What can I do for you?
I need a lantern.
I'm not in this business for my health, and lanterns are getting scarce. You're gonna have to give me some gold in one form or another if you want to take anything out of this store.
You're heaping gold upon gold. You hope it never ends.
This fine lantern is all yours. I'll take some of that California gold you got.
Here's my gold. Hello.
I can tell by the way you talk you're new to these parts. What can I do for you?
I need a shovel.
I don't know where you're from, sonny, but shovels ain't free here. You're gonna have to give me some gold in one form or another if you want to take anything out of this store.
Here's my gold.
All right, I'll take some of that California gold you found and give you this shovel. We both know everyone needs a shovel.
If in a dark place, this lantern could very easily become your best friend. This might be the shovel that helps you strike it rich.
Hello.
I'm the man that watches over all these fine mules. If you're looking for a mule, this is the only place in the fort to buy one.
I want to buy a mule.
It's gonna cost you a bit of gold to get your hands on one of these beauties.
I want to pay with this gold.
All right, I'll just take a little of that gold you got there and give you a mule. Come on, get out of there, you lazy good-for-nothing mule.
A mule might come in handy in these parts. This mule don't look that bad. You grab hold of the rope round the neck of the docile mule and take it away. It willingly follows you. You put the branding iron into the depths of the coals. Comes out glowing red. It sizzles and stinks, but the mule takes it on all fours.
Hold it right there, stranger. I need to get a description of that there mule you're bringing in here. Okay, it's a brown mule, a little scrawny, with, I ain't ever seen a brand like that'n. Looks like a horseshoe with a key. Okay, take it on in. If you want to leave it for a spell, almost any stall will do.
The ground is hoof-trodden. You let go of the mule. These mules look the same, but with your frontier savvy, you'll find a way of telling them apart. You grab the rope hanging around the mule's neck and lead it away.
Let me take a look at that mule you got there. Well, it's brown and skinny, and it's got that same strange brand on it. But what's this? What are you trying to pull over on me here? Oops, my mistake. This sure looks like the mule you brought in here. See you later.
See ya.
You see nothing important here now. This is just wild grass. This is just wild grass. This is the end of the tail race of Sutter's sawmill. The town of Coloma is farther to the east. Historical note. On the morning of January 24, 1848, James Wilson Marshall found the first nugget of gold in the tail race of Sutter's mill. This discovery changed the course of history. Since then, this area has been panned out. You see nothing important here now. This is a fascinating piece of engineering. The men are cutting the logs down to size. These men don't have any breath to spare for idle chit-chat. These men are cutting this log in two. There's a chain attached to one end of the log. Someone headed for the hills and left a perfectly good wagon behind. These buildings are private residences. Of all the buildings in town, the hotel is the most predominant. Main Street and Bridge Street meet here. The boardwalk lines both sides of Main Street. This is just one of the mighty trees found in these parts. Main Street is in the distance. Bridge Street runs north and south. Back Street leads to the hotel. It's a two-story hotel with a balcony and many windows. There's also a hitching post in front. On the side wall of the hotel, you notice a ledge under the upstairs windows. The hitching post is for visitors to tie their mules to. The mule ain't close enough to the hitching post. Back Street runs in front of the hotel. The mule ain't close. You securely tie up the mule to the hitching post. There's a man working behind the counter. It's a hardwood floor covered with fine carpet.
I want to rent a room.
Sorry, stranger. All the rooms are either occupied or reserved. Do you have a room reserved?
Yes?
What room do you have reserved?
Room 12.
That's interesting. No one asked for room 12 since we added the closet between room 11 and room 13. That reminds me, I got a message to give to the man staying in room 11. Would you deliver it for me?
Yes?
What room do you have reserved? Great! Hang on a second. Here's the message. Thanks. I owe you one. By the way, I think room 11 was next to room 12.
Room 11 was next to room 12. You find that very interesting. This is the door to room 23. It's a hardwood floor covered with carpet. This is the door to room 13. This looks like a door to a closet. The message is written on a folded piece of paper with only one word visible on the outside. Confidential. Sounds like someone's coming to the door.
Yeah, what do you want?
Hi, I have a message for you.
The beggar, somewhat surprised that you're bringing him a message, takes it and begins to read it. The man's face drops in some kind of emotion. He looks up from the message and says,
I gotta go. You're in my way, man.
There's a pitcher and bowl sitting on the commode. There's a commode sitting next to the bed. Sitting on the commode is a pitcher and bowl. Next to the bed is a small rug to keep bare feet off the cold floor. It's a neatly made bed. There's an ordinary table in the corner of the hotel room. From here, it looks like just a decorative cannon. There are a couple of chairs in the hotel room. The cannon wheel is difficult to turn, but as you continue to turn the wheel, you realize that an ingeniously designed mechanism is raising the back wall in the fireplace. You might get covered with soot, but you climb into the fireplace. It's just a hardwood floor. There's some string wadded up on the floor in the corner. You snatch the string off the dusty floor. A wall's been put in this room where the door used to be, making this room inaccessible to a normal man. You see nothing important here now. There's something on the table in the middle of the room. It looks like a handwritten and slightly yellowed note, a magnet, a gold coin, and that's about it. There's a table in the middle of the room. There's a table in the middle of the room. You get the horseshoe-shaped magnet off the table. There's a note on the table. You grab the note, eager to see what it might say. This string is very fine and thin. Its intended purpose must be an easy one. This magnet was left to you by your brother, so there must be some good reason for it.
Dear Jared, if you're looking for gold, then find me. Make sure no one follows you. Your brother, Jake Elias James Wilson Marshall.
You see nothing important here now. There's a bird cage in the corner of the room. You open the window. The bird has a small capsule attached to its leg. The bird's quietly sitting in the cage. You carefully roll up the family photo and put it in the capsule. Without getting your hand pecked up too badly, you get the aerogram out of the capsule.
As trusty as my mule may be, just follow him, and he'll lead you to me.
It's a tight fit, but you managed to crawl through the window. Over the railing you go. You untie the mule and firmly grab the rope that's around its neck. It begins to follow you. You can barely see the boardwalk that leads to the hotel. This is James's cabin. You notice a path leading from the front door of the cabin to the outhouse. There's some water in the trough, but it's for the mule. You see nothing important here now. The rug in the center of the floor is dirty. There are specks of gold in the dirt. There's also a doormat by the front door. You recognize your brother's chests. There's a stove in the corner of the cabin with a supply of firewood. You detect the bed has been slept in recently. The table is cluttered with useless items. The only thing of interest on the table is a box of matches. There are many matches in the box. You're out of matches. You take 5 matches and you put them in your pocket. Even up close, it still appears to be a normal outhouse. You see nothing important here now.
Do I really have to do this?
Yes. Gulp. You see nothing important here now. You see nothing important here now. The hole in the door resembles James' branding iron. This door has 2 keyholes. You see a small glimmer of something metal. It's not gold, but metal. Your genius is showing again. You tie the string to the magnet. You're full of good ideas. You put the magnet with the string attached through the hole in the door. Ever so slowly and carefully, you lower the magnet down the far side of the door. Time passes slowly. It seems like an eternity. And then, you hear the magnet pick up some metal object on the far side of the door. Even more carefully than you lowered the magnet, you raise it again. You hope not to lose whatever it is that's attached itself to the magnet. Congratulations! You pull the magnet along with a steel key through the special hole in the door. You pull the string and the magnet back through the hole in the door. You have a steel key in your possession. Its purpose is very special. You unlock both of these gargantuan locks with the steel key from the far side of the door. You light the lantern. The mine walls are rough and ragged. It's too darn dark in here to see. You scan the walls for gold. You eagerly grab the pick. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. Nothing. You struck gold. You get the gold from the mine wall. You see nothing important here now. You struck gold. You get the gold from the mine wall. Looks like you rattled some gold loose. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. Looks like you rattled some gold loose. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You scan the wall. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You see nothing important here now. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You see nothing important here now. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You see nothing important here. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You see no... You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You see nothing. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You struck gold. You scan the walls for gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You struck gold. You scan the... Through the still darkness, you hear the faint sound of someone picking. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You struck gold. You reach out and grab the gold nuggets. You struck gold. Your eyes, unaccustomed to the bright light of the lanterns, take a moment to adjust. Although you're still squinting, you see a man across the mine shaft. You've followed a trail of clues left by your brother, and they've led you right here. It must be him. It's been 11 years, but there's no doubt about it. That is your brother.
James? Is that you?
The man across the mine shaft stops picking and turns around. He looks you over from head to toe.
It's me, your brother Jared.
Is it really you, Jared?
It's me, Jared Wilson.
I can't believe it. It's really you. I just can't believe it. Let me get a good look at you, Jared. I still can't believe it's really you. You're looking good, Jared.
Well, I'm looking okay, considering everything I've been through to get here. But I'm wondering about you, James. How are you doing? And what have you been doing for the last 11 years?
That's a long story. I'll tell you all about it sometime. But right now, you and I have work to do. I'm closing in on the finest and purest vein of gold in all of California, and the two of us are going to find it.
Well, let's get to work, James.
You struck gold! I say gold, young man!
You reach out and grasp the gold nuggets.
You struck gold! I say gold, young man!
You reach out and grasp the gold nuggets.
You struck gold! I say gold, young man!
You reach out and grasp the gold nuggets.
Hey, James, look at this.
That looks strange. I wonder what's going on here. Keep on going, Jared.
Look at this.
Keep on going, Jared.
Oh my, look at that.
Keep swinging that pick, Jared. It's almost big enough to get through.
My heart is pounding, James. What do you think is behind it?
I don't know, Jared, but my knees are getting weak.
You scan the walls for gold. There's a natural underground cavern on the other side of the mine wall. With great anticipation, you crawl through the hole into the underground cavern. For a moment, you and James stand in awe of what you found. The silence is broken only by echoes of the splashing stream winding through the cavern. The light of the lantern reflects a golden glimmer all around you. This must be a dream.
found here isn't fool's gold. This is gold. Pure gold.
Courage, commitment, and perseverance have made your dream come true. Infinitely beyond your highest hopes or aspirations. Thank you for playing. Who knows what'll happen in the future?